have some lesson plans. I've got some morning to-dos notes here. To set up a class website, it's super duper easy. What you want to do is go to the share button. So once you click on share, you'll see this option with students and families. And this is where you can set up class websites. So you click on that. And then I already have one set up. So this is what it shows. But for you all, if you don't have one set up yet, then you'll just see this button. It'll say create a class website. Okay, so for this class that I already have set up, it gives me the website title. It gives me a URL. If I want to go in and edit the URL, I can. And then this is where I add in the classes that I want to show up on this particular class website. So if you hit the drop down here, this will show all of your classes or parts of your day that aren't classes that are in your plan book. Those will all show up here. You can select multiple to show up in the same class website if you want to. So if you are an elementary teacher and you have the same group of students all day, every day, then you might want to have all of your subjects in the same class website. If you are a secondary teacher and you have different groups of students all day, so like when I was teaching, I had like 5 or 6 different groups of 30 kids. So I wouldn't want to send them all the same class website. I would have set up a different class website for each of my classes because there might be stuff different for that group of students, or I might even have been teaching a different subject and only that group of students needs my class website. Okay, so I'm just going to click those off. So right now I just have my period 1, my US history inclusion for this class website, and that's all I have to do. So then I'm going to click on visit website. And then here is my class website. So this works in the week view or the day view. And you'll notice that what I have showing up here is the standards card, an objective card, and an agenda card. And you get to choose which cards from your lesson show up on your class website. So if you have sensitive information in your plan book, like if you have differentiation or accommodations for certain students, or maybe you just have notes for yourself, maybe you have notes on there about phone calls you need to make or emails you need to make, that's not going to show up on your class website unless you want it to. You get to choose what shows up, and I will show you how to do that. But while we're here on the website, let me show you a couple more things. So as long as you have lessons, those are going to show up. So Thursday and Friday, I don't have lessons here, so they're not going to show up here. But if you have lessons planned out and your students and families have the link to this, then they can go forward and see more things that you have. You can also go backwards. If you have students that are absent, something that really comes in handy is if they have the class website, then you can have links to videos, you can have links to the materials that you use for the lesson that they missed, and they can pull it up right here. So if I want them to watch this video about habeas corpus, you can just click on it, it's going to pull it up. And then, so all of your materials or any resources you want them to have, or if there's anything that you want parents to read, like announcements or reports or anything like that for your class, you can attach those right here. That way, they don't need a paper copy in case they lose it or something. And the really good thing about the class websites is that you just have to give them the link. So you can send this out to your students, send it out to your families, and that's all they need. They don't need a login. They don't need a password. All they need is the link. You send it one time and it's done. They don't have to remember anything else. Okay, I'm going to go back out of here. I'm going to show you how you can actually choose what goes in your class website. Okay, so here I'm back to my lesson. And as you saw in my class website, I had the standards card, the objective card, and the agenda card showing up. And that's because I made it visible on the class website, and you can see that here. So let's say that I wanted to add my materials card to my class website. I could hit this little globe, and that's going to show that card on the class website. Now, what I just did there was I made it so this individual card for this individual lesson, to show up on the class website. But as you all saw, even my days going forward, they're visible. That's because I have it automatically set up to do that, and you do that in your templates. So if I go to settings and I go to my templates, here's my period 1. I can edit this template, and then actually in the template, I have it set up to be visible on the class website. So if I decide I want activities to show up, then I can just click that globe. And then anything I have under activities in that activities card, that's going to automatically show up on the class website. So do it in your template if you want it to automatically show up. Maybe you just want a homework card to show up and that's all you want your students and families to see. Then you can just hide the other ones if you don't want them. And none of these automatically show up. If you want them to, go to your template to do that. But if you don't want any cards to automatically show up, if you just want to take it day by day, then at the beginning of your week or whenever throughout your week, maybe you want to do it at the beginning of each day, or maybe you want to do it at the beginning on Monday, whenever you want to do that, you just click show on class website in the card. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my websites. So with students and families, and then I'm just going to create another one just to show you how easy it is. So if you click on create a class website, this pops up just like what I had here. And then your title, you can change that to whatever you want. Your URL is already created. You can edit that if you want to. And then you just select your courses. So maybe I want my period 1 and my period 3 or period 4 if they're the same class. So maybe I would put those together. Again, for elementary teachers, you might select all of them. You can even set class websites up for like team meetings or things that aren't lessons, and you could share that with coworkers or something if you wanted to. So that's really up to you. It's really customizable. You can copy the embed code. So if you already have a website or something through your school and you just want to embed this into that, you can copy the embed code and put it right in there. Okay, so I'm at my 10 minutes. So I don't want to take up anyone's time, but that's the basic